A big mistake. A modern retelling of O. Henry's The Ransom of Red Chief. Part 2. "What are you getting up so early for, Sam?" asked Bill. "Me?" I said. "Oh, I've got a kind of pain in my shoulder. I thought sitting up would be the best to rest it." "You're a liar," said Bill. "You're afraid. That brat said you were to be eliminated at sunrise, and you're afraid he'd do it. And he would, too. Isn't that awful, Sam? Do you think anybody will pay out money to get a little imp like that back home?" "Sure," I said. "A rowdy kid like that is just the kind the parents dote on. Now, you and the raptor get up and cook breakfast, while I go up to the top of this mountain and scout around." I went up on the peak of the little mountain and ran my eye over the surrounding area. Over towards Summit. I expected to see search parties, news vans, helicopters with cameras, and maybe a group of solid citizens from the village combing the countryside for the dastardly kidnappers. But what I saw was a peaceful landscape, dotted with one man on a riding mower. Nobody was dragging the creek. A deep peace lay over that entire visible stretch of Alabama. A snoring in bed kind of peace. "Maybe it hasn't been discovered yet," I said to myself, and went down the mountain to the cabin for breakfast. When I got there, I found Bill backed up against a wall, breathing hard, and the boy threatening to smash him with a rock half as big as a coconut. "He put a red-hot boiled potato down my back," explained Bill, "and then mashed it with his foot. So I boxed his ears. Have you got a gun on you, Sam?" I took the rock away from the boy and kind of soothed over the situation. "I'll fix you," the kid said to Bill. "No man ever struck Doom Raptor without paying for it. You better beware." After breakfast, the kid took a slingshot out of his pocket and went outside the cabin with a mean face, testing the rubber. "What's he up to now?" said Bill, anxiously watching after him from the edge of the door. "You don't think he'll run away, do you, Sam?" "No fear of that," I said. "He doesn't seem to be much of a homebody, I reckon. But we've got to settle on a plan for the ransom. There doesn't seem to be much excitement around Summit over his disappearance. But maybe they haven't realized yet that he's gone." Bill nodded, having one eye trained on the door. "His folks may think he's spending the night at a sleepover, or streaming videos at one of the neighbors," I continued. "Anyhow, he'll be missed today for sure. Tonight we have to get a message to his father demanding the $2,000 for his return." Just then we heard a kind of war whoop, the kind David might have let out when he knocked out the champion Goliath. It was the slingshot, and Doom Raptor was whirling it around his head. I ducked and heard a heavy thud and a deep sigh from Bill, like a horse may give when you take its saddle off. A rock the size of an egg had caught Bill just behind his left ear. His legs went loose, and then he fell across the camp stove into the pan of hot water for washing the dishes. I dragged him out and poured cold water on his head for half an hour. After a while, Bill sat up and felt behind his ear and said, "Sam, do you know who my favorite movie character is?" "Take it easy," I said. "You'll come to your senses soon." "Jack Nicholson in The Shining," he said. "You won't go away and leave me here alone, will you, Sam?" I went outside and caught that boy and shook him until his freckles rattled. "If you don't behave," I said, shaking him, "I'll take you straight home. Now, are you going to be good or not?" "I was only kidding," he said sullenly. "I didn't mean to hurt Patient Zero. But what did he hit me for? I'll behave, Snake Eye, if you won't send me home, and if you'll let me play Apocalypse Courier today." "I don't know the game," I said. "That's for you and Mr. Bill to decide. He's your playmate for the day. I'm going away for a while, on business. Now come on in and make friends with him, and say you're sorry for hurting him, or home you go, at once. You hear me?" I made him and Bill shake hands, and then I took Bill aside and told him I was going to Poplar Cove, a little village 3 miles from the cabin, to find out what I could about how the kidnapping was being viewed in Summit. Also, I thought it best to send a firm letter to Old Man Dorset that day, demanding the ransom and dictating how it should be paid. "You know, Sam," said Bill, "I've stood by you without batting an eye through earthquakes, fire, and flood, through poker games, police raids, pyramid schemes, and tornadoes. I never lost my nerve till we kidnapped that two-legged skyrocket of a kid. He's got me rattled. You won't leave me alone with him long, will you, Sam? Please?" "I'll be back sometime this afternoon," I said. "You have to keep that boy amused and quiet till I return. And now we'll write the letter to old Dorset." Bill and I got paper and pencil and worked on the letter while Doom Raptor, with a blanket wrapped around him like body armor, strutted up and down, guarding the door of the cabin. We composed it on paper, in block capitals, wearing gloves, for Bill and me had agreed that there wasn't a judge in Alabama who could subpoena a pencil. Bill begged me tearfully to make the ransom $1,500 instead of $2,000. "I'm not trying," he said, "to question the celebrated moral aspect of parental affection, but we're dealing with humans, and it isn't human for anybody to give up $2,000 for that 40-pound chunk of freckled wildcat. I'm willing to take a chance at $1,500. You can charge the difference to me." So, to relieve Bill, I agreed, and we worked up a letter that ran this way. Franklin Dorset, "We have your boy hidden in a place far from Summit. It is useless for you, or the most skilled detectives, drones, or internet sleuths to attempt to find him. The only terms on which you can have him returned to you are these. We demand $1,500 in large bills for his return. The money to be left at midnight tonight, at the same spot, and in the same box as your reply, which will be described below. We do not accept payment apps, as we were not born yesterday, only cash. If you agree to these terms, send your answer in writing by a single messenger tonight at 8:30. After crossing Owl Creek, on the road to Poplar Cove, there are 3 large trees about 100 yards apart, close to the fence of the wheat field on the right-hand side. At the bottom of the fence post, opposite the 3rd tree, you will find a small cardboard box. Your messenger will place the answer in this box and return immediately to Summit. If you attempt any treachery or fail to comply with our demand as stated, you will never see your boy again. If you pay the money as demanded, he will be returned to you safe and well within 3 hours. These terms are final, and if you do not accept them, no further communication will be attempted. 2 desperate men.